hoping everybody here is set up, and I'm wondering if everyone can see all of our presenters as well. I can, and I'm just not sure. I think the only person we're missing is Cheryl, who's having a little bit of trouble, even though she's quite a techie with her screen at this moment. But I'm going to begin. So going to do a little fancy stuff here too. This is truly in the manner of make do, because it's been a bit, this actually came together really, really quickly, just so everybody knows. Sometimes you think these things happen over long periods, but I want to tell you a little bit how it happened. I'm not going to be able to see any of you right now because I got to look at a script here. But before I begin, I want to say thank you to this person, Lisa, who introduced me as her friend. We have never met each other in person. We were actually set up during COVID from a woman named Sonia, who I think is also here from Waterloo, works for Waterloo. She thought, I think you two are going to connect. And so we've had several Zooms, and she was right. We have connected. So when I've met Lisa, everything about Lisa, who is the director of FemFest, she is someone who, from what I understand, spends all of her days, her energy, her creativity, her resources championing other people. She gives what I can see encouragement, which most artists need, anyways, and then space meaning an audience, a place to share, which is what artists do, and money, which is a funny thing to bring up, but artists need to be paid. So she's pretty incredible. So when she said to me, she's going to try to bring this FemFest together this year, would she like me to present something? So it's the busiest time of my life right now, but I couldn't say no. And I started thinking that she said, wide open, just talk about what you're doing right now, what projects you're doing. And I do have a lot of projects right now kind of coming out the yin yang. I don't know if Andrew, who is our interpreter today, thank you for being here. I don't know if Andrew can translate yin yang, but interpret yin yang. Oh, wait a second, I'm going to check and see where the feedback's coming from. Does anybody know where that feedback is? It might be Cheryl. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Anyways, so boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Anyways, so I've got social practice projects going on, a lot of creative work around inequity. I'm doing podcast work, intergenerational collaborations at the Guelph Museum. I've got a sound walk happening. I'm working a lot with folks with lived experience of mental illness, which is also myself, and creativity. And I've been very excited I haven't actually announced this publicly, but I just got a second very large, well, not large, but good grant with Canada Council to continue on research to produce work with a new collaborator in my life, not so much a new collaborator, but a new collaborator in my art, not in my life, which is trees. So I'm going to be working out on a Canada Council and Ontario Arts Council project with mental health trees and audio walks. So wanted to tell you that's what's going on for me. But for FemFest, the thing that I wanted to do was much what Lisa does for others, and that is shine the light on other people that they find absolutely inspiring. And myself, I've been lucky enough, and after many years working in the field, I do get a platform to share my work. So I thought, I'm going to do what Lisa did for me. So I'm going to shine my light on a few other people that I've collaborated with in the past. I am a social practice artist. So what that means is my artwork is all about relationships and process. I really do think that connecting with other people and building true relationships combats isolation. And it happens by sharing ourselves, trusting each other, sharing stories, and creating together in really surprising ways sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to talk much more about myself. I'm going to start presenting with these 4 awesome female artists. Each one of them I've worked with sometime in the past 15 years. So some of the projects I have a hard time even remembering, but each we partner together, and some in a lot more intense ways, some in smaller ways, but they were really kind enough and open enough to allow me to introduce you to them and their Make Do studios. Make Do came up because, especially during COVID, but also in life circumstances, especially for folks who have the cards stacked against them in many different ways in life, through basically inequity, in social inequity. So we make do, and these 4 individuals have really made do. So I'm going to start first with Cheryl. The way it'll work is I'm going to introduce the 4 artists to you, a little bit about the work, and then we're going to go into where they create their work, their make do studio. So if I can, I'm going to ask if we can, I'm just going to look back at Zoom here. If has Cheryl been able to get any video? Because I wanted to know if Cheryl could be pinned. So while I'm showing stuff about Cheryl, she can actually be seen. If that works, if not, that's okay. I'll quickly check. It looks like there's a chat going. Nope, nothing from Cheryl. Okay. So hopefully we will see Cheryl by the end of the session.
Yeah, I'm here.
Over, Cheryl. I think you're getting feedback because you might have 2 monitors running the same Zoom, just so you know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe turn one off, and can you put your phone on so we can see you if you choose to, only if you want. So you get yourself set up while I start, but if you don't mind, I'm going to screen share now so I can start showing some work. Let's see, here we go. Second desktop. Share audio. Okay, so hopefully you don't see me anymore. Phew, Faye, get rid of that mug. This hair that has not been washed in a long time during the make do life here. Okay, so Cheryl, you'll meet Cheryl at the end if she can't get her screen up right now anyway. So here we go. So Cheryl's one of the first people I ever collaborated with. I met her through Mira Clark, who might be on as well, at the fantastic Action Read Literacy Center, which is a dream. I was working at Stratford, the snobby, wonderful Stratford at the time, the Shakespearean Festival. And there was a project at Guelph where they had a portrait, and they wanted to create all sorts of work around Shakespeare. And they wanted people to perform parts of Shakespeare. And I knew that during the time of Shakespeare, I can't remember the percentage, but many of the audience did not know how to read, and they didn't need to know how to read because it was an oral culture. Yet Shakespeare seemed to be quite inaccessible now to everyday people. It's a bit of an elite thing. So I went into Action Read, and we decided to find people who might want to practice monologues, and monologues that related to their own everyday life, because Shakespeare really is about the experience of being alive. So Cheryl was one of them. I'm not going to be able to play them for you, but we actually had, in the picture there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had six, I think we had 6 performers, and they each picked a monologue that related to their own life. Cheryl picked Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream, magical, beautiful imagination, a bit of a devilish trickster. I don't know if I can say that about Cheryl, but the interesting thing about Cheryl is she whispered her whole monologue, because she told me she didn't like the sound of her voice, but I actually thought it was amazing the way she did it, because it made it so sneaky sounding. We decided we would hang the speakers from trees. I won't tell you why. You can ask me about the project later, but it comes from Shakespeare and a play. And these were motion detected, so you could hear these voices that you wouldn't typically hear reciting famous Shakespeare monologues coming from the trees at the Art Gallery of Guelph Garden. So I met Cheryl, we hit it off. We both love video, and we both wanted to do more work in video. So we went and hit up Musagetes for some money to collaborate on a video. We had to sit around and decide what to do. And Cheryl decided that even though Cheryl does live with some challenges, some disability, and some struggles, that's not at all what she wanted her video to be about. She wanted it to be about the things that make her feel great and that she has a great relationship with, and they are squirrels and animals. So we made a really sweet project. I'm not going to be able to show you too much, but it was called So Much Depends Upon, from the poem So Much Depends Upon the Red Wheelbarrow Glazed with Rainwater Beside the White Chickens, because these small things in our life, these moments, is what we live for. So I'll play a bit here. Oh yeah.
Oh, now we have a dead battery.
Oh no, it's coming in great.
Oh.
It's coming in great.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Loud and clear. Really loud.
Sometimes when I have the food, you hardly see any animals, and then when you don't have food, that's when they all come out and want the food. They don't judge. They don't not like you because of what you look like or your abilities or your disabilities or whatever. If I was in special ed class, so the other kids would tease me and stuff like that, and so you get picked on. And I have some social contacts, but I think I bond better with animals sometimes. I'm getting better at doing with mingling with people and stuff, but sometimes I think I connect better with the animals than with people. See that? Hi. Hello, you're on Cadden and Camera. This is Action Read. Walking up to the Action Read door. We have lots of stuff for sale. There's our cash register. Here's another question. How many of you know how to work a cash register? Yes? I don't know your name. I'm Cheryl, and I work with a tutor, and I started the math group. In my free time, I'm involved with Guelph self-advocates and done presentations including rights and responsibility, what is advocating, and I get no respect. And I also write children's stories, including drawing the pictures. A customer says 95 cents is too much for a chocolate bar. How would you handle this?
You're asking us.
Yeah.
You're the expert. You work the shop here.
Meet Mr. Eric, cat extraordinaire. This is Miss Victoria, aka Vicky Lynn. She is 5 years old, and she is very smart. Give me 10. 1, 2. Oh, what a good girl. I was falling a lot, so I had to sort of move where that hopefully I could be with somebody so that if I fell or something, that there'd be someone there to help me up or get help for me. These ones are...
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to stop it, but we don't have time to watch it all. Anyone that wants to see more of it, let me know. We are now going to go and visit Oh, sorry, I wanted to tell you how we screened this. This was the craziest, funnest thing we ever did. Was the movie's 15 minutes. We decided how will we share it. So we didn't just want to show the film, we wanted to do it in an unusual way. So we ended up creating a whole event around it where we got other folks from Action Read who were learning to read to do a children's book slumber party story hour. And we ended up getting the via train station for free, cleared out all the benches, invited parents and children to come with sleeping bags and in their pajamas. And we had Action Read literacy learners come and read children's book stories to kids for bedtime. And it was actually so fun because a lot of learners do start with children's books, and yet a lot of folks hadn't had that beautiful, iconic kind of bedtime hour. So we were able to have these adults who were also learning to read, like many of the kids share their stories. So you can see there's Cheryl on the right and Douglas, if anyone knows him. Here's some of the kids listening to the books. And then we projected Cheryl's film on the ceiling. And that was the finale of the night. And oh, it was amazing. It was such a great night. So I asked Cheryl, who's now living in a different place, if I could come over and find out what's going on and what she's working on. And she's not doing as much video media anymore, and she'll tell you why. So I'll shut up, and here's visiting Cheryl's studio. How's it going, my friend?
Good, how are you?
Are you at a, do you think we can turn that one
Yeah,
off, the TV?
yeah.
No worries. Oh, you're watching TV and your phone at the same time. Okay, so does your brain work like in dual?
Yeah.
You're incredible. You can watch TV and your phone.
And then I usually play games too at the same time.
And look at all your stuff.
It's okay.
Hi. Oh, so who's this?
This is Gypsy.
Hi, Gypsy. So I just wanted to come in and see where you do your creativity. I know you all like many different places, but this is your place where you
Yes.
you live and have all your things.
Mostly on this desk here. I do a bit of everything. I can't just do like one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be doing like 10 projects at the same time.
Just like how you have the TV on, your phone on, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So what are you working on right now? What's your latest stuff that you do?
I guess this clock, I just made it last night. I made this with the resin,
Oh,
but I don't like it that much.
yeah. I don't know. It almost looks like glass, like jade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, glass. So you buy these products and
You
then
buy the molds,
Okay.
and then there's different kinds. There's these ones.
Mhm.
I haven't used the little ones yet.
Okay. Do you always do this at home? This stuff or?
Yeah, just because of COVID and
Mhm.
drop-in art that I was going to is not running right now.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
supposed to be starting up soon.
So tell me about some things. Like, I know you as a creative person. When we first met, you were interested in video and you were doing photography, and I know you still take some photos.
I
when you
do
go
take
out.
photos, but it's getting harder to do the photos because I can't see that well.
Oh,
And
okay.
even with doing it on the phone, it's still hard to get like a good shot.
Okay. Yeah,
'Cause I
yeah.
can't,
Your eyesight's giving
Yeah.
you trouble. Yeah.
and then I've made this guy.
Oh, so this is a completely different art form. Tell me about this.
This is the reborn. This is the first one I made.
Wow. So what? So it's only got one arm right now, or is
Yes.
that complete? It is a baby with one
Well,
arm.
he had two, but one fell off. So I'm just saying that he lost it.
Yep.
So they start off like this,
Yeah.
and then you paint them.
Okay. Oh yeah. Wow. That's so realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's got quite an expression. And so then you paint their faces, like, and
You
you
paint
make.
the faces. You paint the limbs. You
Wow.
paint veins if they have veins.
And why do you do that, Cheryl? What's the interest for you in creating these babies?
They just help with depression and like anxiety, especially right now with COVID and things close and you can't really do too much. And every time they sort of open things, it only lasts for a little bit and then they close everything again.
So it gives you kind of an outlet, you mean, or?
Yeah, and this is another one I made.
Okay. Yeah.
My friend that makes them, she did the head for me because she did the hair.
Oh wow.
And then I went to paint the body, and
Yeah.
I was trying to make it not this dark, and it
Yeah.
came out too dark. But
It's
then I
quite a
just,
beautiful color though.
yeah,
So what's it about the babies that you like to create and paint and care for and express something? What are you expressing there?
just, it's just, it's hard to explain. It's almost like creating life, but not life. Like, it's almost like, and then most of the time, not all the time, but most of the times, the ones I make, I give to people and stuff like that. But it's almost creating something that they can use for their anxiety or depression.
So that's a very generous act,
Yeah,
you know? Did you do Louis' face?
yeah,
Can I see it up close?
yeah.
So how do you paint that? Because that looks like a real live face, you know, like,
Yeah, you
Beautiful.
take those and I don't have any the square sponges,
Okay.
and then you take the brush and you paint it on, and then you take the sponge and just like dab it
Okay.
and stuff. So
What about the eyeballs? Are they
they're glued in.
okay? And so you've given it pink. You've made the tongue pink.
Yeah.
You did the mouth, and you
I
did
did.
some shading. And
I had help with the hair because I find it really hard to do the hair.
you have to sew the hair in.
You take a needle and you have to do it, the hair strands one by one.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
It looks so realistic. Is that eyelashes too?
Yeah.
Wow. Sweet. Very, very sweet. So you work in a lot of mediums then. How
Yes.
did you get into the ceramic and the clay?
I started doing the pottery class at Playing Clay
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, I
And-
know it.
and stuff, and I made a bunch of stuff and just really liked it, and it was like, and I don't mind going and picking something off the shelf and painting it, but I also like doing it from scratch because it's something that you've made and no one else has it. Where on the shelf, they're gonna have like 20 cups that look like unicorns or 5 cups that look like whatever. Like, I painted this. This was already made, and then I just painted it. Well, there's
Oh,
going to be
beautiful.
dozens of these.
Right. So,
But if I made something from scratch,
and
I can show you something. Like I made this cup from scratch. So
beautiful.
no one else can
Yeah.
have this cup.
yeah,
There's
that's
not.
beautiful.
There's not another cup like this
No, I love the
around.
colors. It's greens and the blues.
Yes.
Browns, yeah. And how did you get the leaf print?
It was stamps,
Okay. Yeah, the colors are gorgeous, Cheryl.
plate.
Oh wait, look, you know what? That reminds me almost like an antique or something.
Yeah. And then I made this.
Holy.
This is a puzzle bowl.
What do you mean?
So what you do is they have molds, and you take the clay and you put them in the molds to make the different designs. But they're like individual designs, and then you make about 50 pieces, and then you take another bowl, put saran wrap in it, and then put each piece on. And then you take like the rest of the clay, and you fill in like the holes and stuff. And yeah, so I made this from
Wow.
scratch.
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm actually going to keep this. Yeah, so I don't have very many of my pieces. I've given most of mine away.
Wow.
But I really like this color.
I love it too.
It's the pumpernickel, I think it's
Is it?
called.
I would call it mint, but I love. You know what I love in it is all these little textures. Of the
Yeah.
leaf. Like that's so pretty.
The
you know?
veins, yeah.
The veins, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, do you call yourself an artist, Cheryl?
I think so. I think an artist is anybody that creates something. So
And so you said it helps with depression. What else does it do for you? Like, what would it like? Well, here's a question: what would you do if you couldn't do art? Like, what would your personality be like, or how would you cope?
it would be hard because there would be no way to be creative and get your feelings out and stuff like that. Like you can take the clay and you can like pound it. Like if you're mad and you want to pound something, you can take the clay and pound it. And you can do it in a safe manner, and who knows, that pounding might turn into something. Like,
What about the idea of beauty and art? I wonder, what do you think about that? Some people say art is beautiful.
I think everybody has a different, like art might be beautiful to one person, but might not be to another person. So I think it's almost like abstract art. It's whatever that person sees and stuff. Like, and I don't think one person's painting or project is better than somebody else's. I think it's what that person is creating that's what comes out like.
And when you see it, what do you feel? Your finished work. What does it make you feel like? Just curious, you know?
It makes me feel good because it makes me feel that I've created something that no one else has. Not everybody will like it. Some people might say, well, it's not even round. There's one piece is higher than the other and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but that just gives it that unique beauty and this unique personality. Like, why does it have to be perfectly round and some stuff like that? Why can't it have an extra piece hanging over the side, or be lopsided? Like, it's almost like people, right? Not everybody is the same size and stuff like that. Like, why do you have to be like 5'8" and 110 pounds and blonde hair and blue eyes? Like,
Yeah.
not everybody wants to be like that. Like, I don't want to be that.
No.
Like,
What a boring world that would be, eh?
exactly.
But people try so hard to be that, they're killing themselves.
Yes. Because society tells them, you have to be this. We're going to put you in this block, and this is what you have to be. And you can't be anything else.
You know, that's beautiful. So the way, when you create work, you're creating work that is kind of perfectly imperfect,
Yeah.
right? And like the fact that you didn't even put an arm back on that doll is perfect.
Yeah.
Is this one of yours?
Yeah.
Yep. Tell me about that. What am I looking at?
I don't remember. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm creating. I just do it. But I want to try to do it blindfolded one day. To go down to playing clay, take a chunk of clay, and put a blindfold on so I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And create stuff.
How come?
Just to see what I can create without being able to see it, and see if I can even make.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So is it a challenge, or why would you, like, do you like to challenge yourself?
Yeah.
Awesome. You're not trying to fit in, eh?
No.
Did you ever?
I think I tried, but I never did fit in, so I just like, okay. Like, what's the point of fitting in when, like, I don't want to do the everything the same way people do it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That's that. Thank you. That's Cheryl. And doesn't she rock? Yeah, I've known her through my kids. And anyway, she's been a fantastic friend. There's a lot of messages in the chat, so I'm worried I'm missing anything. I don't know if anybody else is checking them. Okay, hopefully hopefully everything's going okay. If, is anything urgent? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure.
Great. It's Lisa Dawn. You're doing great. I'm watching the chat. Just keep going,
Thanks so
girl.
much.
All
Yeah,
good.
Great. As long as Andrew as everyone can see Andrew, and welcome to our deaf community tonight. Rock on. Let's get more deaf people making art and mainstream art and deaf art, and let's join it all. That's my goal. Anyways, back to this. I am moving on. And next we have somebody also very, very cool and special. I don't know if we can highlight Talia. If she's okay with having her video on. I'm going to move to Talia. I'm going to have to start talking kind of fast here because I don't want to take up too much space before our Q&A. I will share screen again because Talia's I met Talia through a project I've done. I've been a part of for a long time at the University of Guelph. It's called the Improv Community and Social Practice Office, and with Ajay Heble. And I've been lucky to do a lot of video work up there, and they often bring in international improvisers, musicians who will collaborate with various community groups. I worked there for a year following around Jane Bennett, who's a saxophone player, and I hate the saxophone. So you can imagine, I really did it for the community collaboration. Don't tell Jane Bennett that. Anyway, she's amazing, but I don't like the saxophone. Anyways, so we worked a lot with Kids Ability, and I went in and met a whole bunch of fantastic kids. I ended up creating a work on another individual named Katie, and Talia also participated. And Talia is a musician who lives in Guelph with her parents and her sister. She actually lives on her own now. She's got her own cool pad. But Talia, every time I've been to jazz festival, any events, Talia's out and rocking and singing and dancing. And I checked in with her mom to see if Talia would be interested in showcasing some of her work and letting me come by to see what she's doing during COVID as a singer and what's happening. So I'm going to show you Erin, who's a colleague of mine, Erin McKindle-Sproul. I don't know if she's here tonight, but I hope so. We're good friends, and we both worked on this project at the University of Guelph together. I shot, I think, a lot of the video, and she made a couple of videos out of it. So this is one that Talia, and I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to show you Talia's home studio. Let me know that you can see it. Oh, it didn't come up there, did it? No, hang on a second. Okay, sorry, it went to something else. So I'm going to bring mine over here. It's on Vimeo. So can everybody see that? And I'll play.
I remember this day. Oh yeah, I'm clapping over there and then banging the tambourine. That was at the boathouse. And that's Sheila. That's Matthew. I felt good during this. My parents were there watching.
It was an amazing opportunity for Talia to be performing alongside these incredibly skilled musicians because they sounded incredible.
That's Jane. I got to know Jane pretty well. I was a little bit nervous. I felt happy afterwards. It makes me I feel proud. I would still do it. Yeah, I miss performing a little bit.
She's not participating anymore because you have to be a teen or a youth. So I would love to see more of these kinds of opportunities for adults because really there's a lot of barriers for adults to participating in music and participating in the community.
OK Chorale is basically a bit of a meeting of people that wanted to sing for the sake of singing, just for the joy of music.
It's like a group of singers where you get to choose a song.
She just gives it her all every time, and you can see that when you're watching the group sing, and that's why I want to do it, because there are people who are really enjoying it, and that's awesome.
Dave's a good teacher.
Tuesday, Wednesday, break my heart. Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Well, every once in a while, Talia and I will get together and we will play some music.
There is a tiny town in North Ontario. Bluebirds singing across the sky.
I've heard Talia say, music is my passion. So music is her passion.
So a little bit of singing here at the end. Okay, so isn't she awesome? I don't know what to say. But thanks to Aaron so much. I saw a lot of footage of mine in there too, and it's great to see all the other artists that are collaborating and bringing so much joy together. So if Talia's okay, I'm gonna now go to Talia's studio. I didn't mention to you that much like the title of this, Make Do, this was all very make do. All of these studio tours happened in the last 6 days, I think, very quickly and very panicked, and we wanted to do it. Okay, so we're gonna have a peek at Talia's home studio tour.
Hi.
Hi, is that Talia?
Hello.
It's Dawn.
Please enter. The door is unlocked.
So fun.
Second floor.
Talia. It's Dawn.
Doing good.
Oh, good to see you.
Alexa can play music.
So you do, oh yeah, Alexa, like the voice activated.
Alexa, please Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Shake It Off by Taylor Swift from Apple Music.
I stay up too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. One too many dates, but I can make him stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising.
Right on. So you and my daughter are twinsies because she blasts music. Actually, you didn't even play it that loud. She usually has it absolutely blasted. So is that one of your favorite, Taylor Swift?
Favorite Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah. Have you seen her in concert?
I went to a concert with my parents. Shake off, heartbreak and break.
And I know your mom was saying that you are just a singing, dancing queen. Tell me, is that true?
It's true, yeah.
What does it make you feel?
Feel happy.
You feel it inside?
Feel inside, yeah. That's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. Alexa, play Beautiful by One Direction.
What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction from Apple Music.
This is so fun.
Don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Need makeup to cover up being the way you are. Nah, everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. I'm right, I put some on. Don't know why. Being shy. No, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
I love how this moves.
Yeah.
With you. It's like it's dancing, eh?
It moves like that. You're beautiful.
That one is awesome. So listen, if you could, would you be a singer for your whole life? Like, what do you dream of doing?
Singing.
Yeah? Like, would you do it on a stage?
Alexa.
With Alexa? That's your dance and singing partner, eh? How often do you do this every day at home?
Is every day.
What about other instruments do you play?
A kazoo.
Really?
Playing the drum. Singing.
Look at you, you're always moving. You're like even dancing right now. It's so great. Your body just moves, eh? Is anyone else in your family musical? Like your mom? I know your mom, Amy.
Yeah.
Your mom's musical. What does she do?
She sings, choir.
Okay. Are you in a choir?
With Guelph Glee.
Oh, Guelph Glee. Can you tell me what that is?
Sing songs.
Do you do it in person or online?
Online.
Okay.
Alexa, call Dad.
Mom and Dad, right?
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good.
What's going on?
It's with Dawn.
Pardon?
With Dawn.
What about Dawn?
I was talking about music.
Is she there yet?
She's there.
You're on camera. Here, call him on this. This is a better phone. This is the old-fashioned phone.
What's going on, Tal?
Holding banana.
I just was going to ask something bold, and I know Talia was telling me that you play Piano Man, and she sings along.
I do.
Is there a possibility of doing a couple minutes of that?
Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, if it's okay, if you're not in the middle of something. And if Talia's okay with it. Well,
You gonna sing along with me, Talia?
Okay. Go, Dad, go. Go, Dad, go.
Talia has to be on the spot, so do you. That's what we decided.
Good job cheering on Dad. You're a piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody. Got us feeling alright. Sing why da dee da, why dee da dee da. You're a piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Yeah, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. Feeling alright.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you go unless there's anything else. But thank you very, very much. Okay. I've hardly even watched these because they just happen so fast. But thank you so much to Talia and your family. Just honored. And I'm going to keep going. You need to meet Nora. So, okay, where am I here? Okay, so Nora, I met Nora. This is a bit, oops, just a second. Oh, golly. I'm going to shout out to Mark to ask if Mark can record because I've got so many projects going on that my disk space has now just gotten full. So, Mark, can you take over recording? I think he's got that. I hope so. I don't know if I have to give permission to record, but yeah. So, because we want to get this on record because some of the people's friends aren't here. So Mark, are you good for recording? You just give me a yes, so I know, and we'll keep going on because my disk space is full. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so carrying on, I'm going to tell you about Nora. So this is a long, complicated project. I'm going to have to very briefly introduce it, but it's amazing that I got to be involved in this. It all started with Dawn Owen from Art Gallery of Guelph when she was at Art Gallery of Guelph. She has a niece who is deaf and asked me if I would be interested in doing some video work with deaf folk and coming up with a project. And I said no, because I'm not deaf and I couldn't possibly do that type of representation. But after a lot of discussion with a lot of folks, I thought, hey, if I can get out of the way, I'll do it. And if I can work with kids, I'll do it. Because kids are awesome in the sense that they have a tendency to always question and challenge and disrupt. And most important, they always tell you when you're wrong and when you're boring. So I said, I'm going to work with kids because they'll just tell me, you don't know what you're talking about. And that was perfect. And the other beautiful thing is they historically bridge difference. I'm going to shoot through this really, really quickly. I normally set this up a little bit more so you can see and hear about all the projects, but I want to get to Nora. So I'm going to skip ahead. Nora is the last of 4 projects I created with the Art Gallery of Guelph. And many other places subsequently, Ontario Arts Council, EC Drury School for the Deaf. This here is a class I got to work with. Am I screen sharing? No, I'm not. Whoop, oops, hang on. You're not seeing a thing here. Okay, screen share, go. So I'm hoping you can now see some fantastic disability. So they are what's called the Deaf Plus class. So deafness is not a disability, it's a cultural difference and a different language, like how I'm speaking English right now. So this class was a different class in that they live with a different disability. So we created a cool video with them. I'm going to skip ahead. And this fellow here, if you can see my cursor, after I was with them for quite an amount of time, thought that I was worthy of a sign name. And I was given a sign name, which is about one of the greatest honors you can get as a hearing person. That just made me feel a bit teary. Anyways, the next project we did was called Feels Like Music. As you know from my previous work with Talia and the Improv and Community and Social Practice Office, I know a lot of musicians, even though I'm not musical at all. I brought a bunch of musicians in, and these awesome deaf kids and also kids with hearing loss, we created a troupe. It's a longer story of mixed kids with deaf and also kids with hearing loss that had cochlear implants or partial hearing. We created a troupe, and they came and we made a video about what it feels like to feel instruments. The third video we made was we went into the forest with the Guelph outdoor school, and kids all wore GoPros, and the kids did an awesome project. We're scrambling around the forest, finding things. And it was called If a Tree Falls in the Forest. The final project I'm going to take you to is, it took me this long to figure out that I felt worthy of being able to potentially collaborate and give a tiny bit of direction to a collaborator. And that was Nora. So how this works with Nora, and hopefully she's pinned now. I met Nora, she's exactly the same age as my own daughter. My daughter's also in theater arts, and she's at a theater arts school. And I went to Drury and said, I want to do a solo work, and I want to project it on the sides of buildings, and so that people can really see the beauty of ASL and how it's, in my experience, such a full body physical language. You know, English is flat, a bit boring. Yeah, we use some facial expressions, but it's nothing like ASL. So they said, oh, we know a kid who's very theatrical, expressive, and she lives in Guelph, which was a dream because I live in Guelph and the deaf school's in Milton. So I met with Nora. Her mom is awesome. And her mom and her came to Ed Video Media Arts to meet with me and the cinematographer named Elia. And I suggested a poem. It could have changed. It could have been any poem. It could have been something that Nora wanted, an ASL poem. But I told her about the poem that I love, and she ended up saying it was okay. It's by E.E. Cummings. Going slow because I know the interpreter has to spell these things. Shout out for Andrew. E.E. Cummings, and it's called I Carry Your Heart, I Carry It In. And E.E. Cummings was an interesting person because he believed that language is just a mode of expression, that it needs to change and adapt, take on different shapes and forms, and is never rigid. It's never authoritarian, it's nothing. And I thought, cool. And this poem was perfect. And I'm going to just show it to you. We did get, Nora kind of stole the hearts of everyone everywhere. It was projected on the side of a building across from City Hall in Guelph. It was at Hot Docs Cinema in Toronto. It was on a giant cube on the top of Kitchener-Waterloo City Hall. So Nora's been everywhere. And I think it was maybe 1 or 2 takes, and Nora owns it and takes it. So here is Nora's poem here. Okay, I'll stop it there. I do want to say a big thanks to Peggy DiCarlo, who worked with me on this project. I'm now going to take you into Nora's studio. Nora is a performer and a theater artist and in grade 9. So her make-do studio is at her school of E.C. Drury in Milton. And fantastic place that welcomed me in for a year when I was Ontario Arts Council, Arts and Education. I want to thank Brenda, who is an ASL interpreter at the school, who totally set this up for me because I'm stranded as someone whose ASL is very weak. And she interpreted it for me and set it all up with Nora on the stage. I'll play this now. I have no idea what's happening with the stage lights. Some kind of magic gremlin was in there. So you will get to see some weird lighting happening, but it's gorgeous. Hi, Nora.
Hello everyone, my name is Nora, and this is my sign name. I'm 14 years old, and I'm here on the stage in the auditorium, where people come to watch performances. It's here where performances are held at EC Jury School for the Deaf. That's it. My first language is ASL, American Sign Language, not English. ASL is my first language because my parents came from Europe as they felt the education was better here. So I learned ASL in school first and learned English as a second language, which is challenging. What I love doing the most is acting.
Can I ask you why? What do you like about acting?
I feel when I'm on stage and acting that I'm really able to express myself. I feel free when I'm acting. It just feels right. A perfect match for me. And when I look into the audience and see people laughing, I feel great and I want to keep going. Something I have noticed is the hiring of hearing people to play deaf characters. I don't like that. I would like to see deaf actors playing deaf roles because they can. I mean, I like acting.
That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful response. Thank you. What do you hope to do with your future?
Well, I do hope to become an actor. Perhaps a film director. I'm still not sure what I want to do as a full-time career, but I definitely want to act on the side. But 100% I want to become an actor.
Is there anything getting in the way of this dream of you acting now and in the future?
Well, there aren't any opportunities because hearing people are being hired. It's difficult to join these groups. I would like them to realize that deaf people are here and would love these opportunities.
Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Our world isn't set up so that everyone is included. And I think that's wrong. So I wanted to say thank you for sharing with me and with everyone. Wow. Anyways, I know that Lisa out there, the director of this festival, is a theater festival director and knows a lot of contacts. So I'm really hoping that Nora gets some work out there because yeah, it's beautiful to watch Nora. So thank you, Nora. And we'll hear from you a little bit later on. I will stop sharing again. I'm going to get to my last person. I'm sorry if I'm motoring on a little bit too much here. We've got a couple minutes. I'm hoping people can stay maybe 10 minutes late, just because I want to introduce Judy, and I'm hoping you have an opportunity to talk or to share with the other artists. So I'm going to just go a little quick here again. This is an action read project where Judy, of course, my battery is getting low here. What's going on? Where Judy, oh, it's not plugged in. Sorry. Judy, I met Judy initially because Mira Clark asked me to do a workshop on diversity and creativity. And it was so much fun to do. I did a bunch of workshops. Judy might not even remember this. And I met her there, and Judy's just like the most engaging person you've ever met in your life. Well, I don't want to set her up like that, gosh, but she's just hilarious and fun. And so then Mira said, hey, do you think you can come up with any ideas for another project where you can introduce our annual fundraiser and our night about words? It's called For the Love of Words. And we came up with something really fun. 3 learners ended up presenting a museum object. It was called Transformed, Literacy Objects of Change. And we had 3 plinths on the stage at the Guelph Youth Music Center that had inside of them, which is usually an object of great value, we had something, either the first thing the learner ever read, a menu, a book, or the first thing they wrote, or something important that they wrote. And Judy is a beautiful communicator and is a writer. So Judy's was full of journals.
Up next is the first presentation from 3 learners from Action Read, who are featured tonight. This project was directed by local artist and writer and longtime Action Read collaborator, Don Matheson.
Well, mine is not what I've read, but what I've written. You're going to find out I have a lot to say. After 46 years, I can finally say it. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good, Judy.
Okay, I was adopted into an educated family at the age of 2 in Guelph. They were both teachers. My dad became a principal, and my mom helped a school in the Philippines start a special education program. I had troubles from the get-go. No, I had school troubles from the get-go. Having multiple disabilities, physical, mental, and emotional, school was not set up for someone like me. I hated school. I had bad grades, no matter how much my parents tried to help me. School sucked. But I loved to learn, that's the thing. It just wasn't happening for me at school. So after 18, she hasn't changed. This one. So after 18 years of trying to learn the school's way of teaching and failing, I had enough. I shut down. I had no self-esteem. I remember being in the van with my dad on the way home from failing college, where I was trying so hard to learn how to work with small children, and I was just screaming and bawling. I was losing it. Never ever would I step another foot in any kind of school again. So I was a picture of frustration, social anxiety, and pure anger. I'd been to Action Read once before. It was for a math class, which I didn't like it at all. And I would always say math was M for mental, A for abuse, and for the human. So mental abuse for the human. So nothing could make me want to do math. So I said, forget it. A few years later, I'm home and the phone rings. Okay. So then a man's voice says, hello, Judy. This is Mr. Noonan calling from Action Read. How are you? And I'm kind of confused because he's talking so professional. And there happens to be a spot available for the creative writing group on Tuesday afternoons with Jan Sherman teaching. And she says you would fit right in. Okay. So I get off the phone and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go back to school. Are you kidding me? But then, you know what? Guess who Mr. Noonan was? Mr. Noonan was my dad. And he called me pretending he didn't know.
She's amazing. She's hilarious. She is presenting her plinth, which is packed full of journals and scripts and speeches of mostly when she's advocating for disability rights and equity and just things in community for access. Is that correct, Judy? If you give a thumbs up, I want to describe it correctly. Judy's quite a writer. So I apologize, I'm having some trouble with the screen share there, but Action Read does have this video available, and it is Judy presenting on stage and basically stealing the entire show with humor and just her vibrant self. So I'm going to jump back to screen sharing, and I'm going to just do Judy's studio tour so that you get a chance to hear from people themselves. And sorry for technical issues. Let me know that we're back on the correct screen. Okay, so here we go to Judy's pad. She calls it that.
Here we are.
Hello?
Jody.
Hey, it's Judy, all right.
Look at you.
I'm always doing art, eh? Oh yeah, always doing art. Are you kidding me? I have 3 stations here in my. So this is one of my art studios.
You take me on a tour, my love, or point
Yeah,
me where to
right
go.
here is so like I have music here.
Oh yeah.
So I love music. So, and then I put my water. I got like 16 waters
Smart,
going.
have it away from your work.
Yeah, well, there's 6 there.
Oh, yeah.
I just noticed.
Big drinker.
Yeah, big pee. So like I've got markers, and then like there's crafts here, and then like cards because I love to do cards, and then see it's very disorganized.
It looks way more organized than my world. I'll tell you.
Yeah, and then like see if I need something, I got it right here. I got construction paper and more paper and glue galore. Gun. Yeah.
Wow, Judy.
I got
And
here's
more
my
instruments.
Instruments. Yep. I love music.
Yeah.
So see, just grab it here if you want. And is there a thing there? Yeah, there is. Right there. So if I get an urge, then I drum. Oh shoot.
Cat toys. Here, let me help that.
I always have things falling apart.
Well, I love that you have all this.
See, and then I just Oh, a friend did that for me.
Okay.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, some inspiration, and I love your door as well.
Yeah.
Your front door.
Oh, my front door.
I was like, this is totally Judy.
I know. So
there's so much everywhere to look at.
I know.
Like you've got stuff drawn and written, and I didn't, and anything you don't want in the video.
No.
we'll
It's
cut
all
out,
good.
So it's your privacy here.
Yeah. See, I'm a very open book.
You're a collector, I think.
So I'm gonna show you. This one is what I made.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay.
Right here, I made this. It's supposed to be who I am.
Oh.
Yeah. Right
all
there.
These things shine. Creation,
Create-
challenge,
battle.
confidence.
Yeah, battle.
Body image, is that something you
I struggle
battle
with?
Yeah. Well, I guess you and all the women in the world.
You're changing your body image.
Yeah.
Who we are is not always who we see in the mirror. Yeah. Cheryl gave me that. A friend made me that.
Oh, grateful.
Friends. 2 friends made me those.
Wow, you have a lot of artistic friends.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And then here is one art area. Mine is my second art area.
Okay.
So I'm drawing or coloring.
Oh my goodness.
It's huge.
Wow.
So I've done already all the way. Oh, it just keeps on going.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Yeah, and I'm almost done. And then so I just sit on this stool here.
Okay, I'll come over here. Oh, you've got cat trees. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so see, I just sit here and color.
Yeah.
Whenever I also do puzzles here too.
Yeah.
And then over here is where I would paint.
Okay.
And I have so many unfinished. So I'm trying to.
Is this one of yours called?
What? It's not completely done yet. I don't like it, so it's a.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's like it needs eyes. It's not yet born.
Let me see. Who is it?
It's it's something.
It is a flamingo with.
Yes.
What is growing out of it?
It needs eyes and it needs its beak fixed. So
what's it made out of?
Molding clay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on. See, I need an art studio because I said put some of my paints up there.
Oh, yeah.
I have a picture I haven't finished for Cheryl yet.
Okay, at the window.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Right here. I haven't finished it yet.
I better not show this to Cheryl. Is this a surprise?
Oh,
You want me
yeah.
to grab it, love?
Oh yeah, it's almost.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
I'm horrible because I have ADHD. So
wow.
I'm just like.
Yeah, I get that
I
totally.
need 600 things. So I'm trying to draw Cheryl.
Yeah. She got her hair red right now? No. Oh, she has so many hair days.
Yeah,
right?
she.
And the cat is gorgeous.
Yeah, the cat. So it's not done quite yet. It's kind of like that. When I don't like something, I take a break from it and I come back and then it's better.
Yep, right on.
So right now I kind of went stalled because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, take a break.
Yep. Nope.
So yeah.
Good way to do it. Come back to something.
Yeah, and then
Completely.
see, I have like sometimes I do art on the.
Oh my gosh! Even on your door. I love it. You're a rainbow of possibilities.
Yeah. And then
So great. And these two
those
are
are two
yours?
from my friends. Friend
Okay,
made
yeah,
those.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. That's amazing.
That one's mine.
What's the, look at the, not tigers, leopards? Or what are they
Yeah,
called?
leopards.
Wow, where's the inspiration for all that color?
You know what I did? I just stuck stickers from the dollar store on after.
Yeah.
I drew on the. I drew the world.
Yeah.
And then I drew the sky.
Okay.
I drew that one bird, the sun, the moon, and the world, and then the black and the blue, and then I just stuck stuff all over it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a sticker girl.
Yeah.
And then that one too.
Yeah.
And yes, I also have a piano over there too.
Oh,
My
yeah,
piano.
yeah.
You know, I love to write, so
I know about your
tons
writing.
of
That's
writing. Oh my God, my pain. I have so
Okay,
horrible
sorry, yeah,
pain. Let me
please sit,
down
do what you need.
I got kids
You
everywhere.
are my boss, you tell me what to do.
Yeah, that's
Let
good.
me
Now
know.
we can talk.
Okay, have you got enough litter boxes?
Oh.
I can't believe how clean they are. You've got 5 of those.
5.
How many cats have you got?
4.
Oh, well, who uses the 5th one?
I do. I certainly do.
So tell me about your art. I would love to know why you do it. Like what's
Yeah, and
in
I
it
got
for
more
you.
in there. I got
well,
more
you
in my
keep
bedroom.
whenever you want. You show me. You're the boss here. So.
Why do I do art? Oh, it's an expression.
Yeah.
Of who I am. I love color.
Yeah.
I'm a busy person, eh?
Yeah.
Like inside my brain.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly curating. And things never stay the same for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm rearranging my house.
Yeah.
All the time. I don't like this setup. I'm gonna rearrange it, you know?
Yeah.
and-
Does it create order for you when you do art? Just the way you said rearranging. I just wondered when you're drawing, does it
Order.
create like in your brain? Like if you're doing something on the
No,
outside.
it releases the disorder.
Thank you. Yeah.
It releases the disorder.
Right on. Explain that more.
All this, see how crazy full it is? Like it's just like bing, 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 bing everywhere. As that's how my brain is. So I just splash it out, you know?
Yeah, get it out of you.
Yeah.
And-
or else I'll explode inside. Or. So and here's like the doll craze.
Yeah. You want me to follow you in there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
it's a bit
okay,
nuts.
right on. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I love to set up shit.
Gosh, you
So-
sure do.
Look at here. I always have a little project right here. This is a nativity scene. But I put my dolls in there.
Yeah.
I tried to make an angel because the angel broke.
Let me see those eyeballs. I love it. Oh my gosh.
I want that. These are on my dolls.
It's like
set
a
up.
museum in here.
Set up, yeah.
Oh,
And the
shit.
Cheryl made me some stuff too. I've got to show you.
Yeah.
Here.
She made that?
She made Skylar Cloud. She named her Sky.
Oh my
named him Skylar
goodness.
Cloud.
Let me see the braid. That's the thing I'm seeing. Oh, wow.
She did that. So here's some of my pictures.
Oh my goodness.
I just thought I.
Oh, thank you for putting them out. That is so
Yeah.
thoughtful of you.
And then see, there's that. My cat.
Oh, I love that. Look at the whiskers, look like wings.
I know, eh?
Oh, that's cool.
That's yeah. It's like silhouette. That was one of my first
I'll
ones.
take some photos of this stuff too.
Yeah, that was. And then I've got tons that I haven't done. Like, look at, I've got a whole whack. And some got thrown out. My worker threw out a whole ton of them. I wish I'd known. Oh yeah, more scenes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see. Judy, just be you. Rock and roll.
You weren't kidding when you said your whole place is an art studio like this.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought you might have one desk.
No.
But this is amazing.
I make it all. And then sometimes I'll throw things off, like that table's too full, so I have to close down my computer, get the rocks away, and then I have the whole table right there to do painting.
You know, you're somebody that, wow, would you ever do well with a studio, wouldn't you?
I would love a studio, actually. I belong to this group called Art Etc. It's been closed since COVID, so it's been really hard. A lot of painting doing there. It's was my highlight. I never skipped and anybody could go. So we're just waiting for it to open. And they said, oh yeah, Judy, you're always drawing. And see, and then when I'm trying to focus, I doodle a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I'm a doodler.
Well, what would you do if you didn't have art?
I think I'd die. I think I would, I'd be really depressed. I'd be locked up inside. It's a form of release. It's a release. It's a release. And life is art, you know? They're art.
Yeah.
She was like, Cheryl was like, Gypsy, are you art? Gypsy, yes, you are art. Yeah. Life is art. You doing this is art. You know? I don't know what I'd do without my pencil crayons and my markers and my colors.
Yeah.
Just, you don't need much to do art. You are art. You're breathing art. You see, welcome to the Nut House.
I'm leaving the studio. Where does it say welcome to the Nut House?
Right there. Oh!
Thank you. Bye. There you have it. Thank you so much to everyone. Very generous opening and sharing your home.